So, according to the internet, people my age, we're not allowed to comment on the situation that's happening with DDG and Holly Bailey. But I'll be damned. I'm going to say whatever I want to say because this is black entertainment. It's popping up on my For You pages all over the place. And I'm going to weigh in because I'm an auntie, because I'm an older woman, because I have children that age. I know where this is coming from experience. These young kids are just saying whatever, commenting whatever, and don't really even know what they're talking about. I think it's odd and strange to begin with, right? That to come to the internet in order to have the internet turn against the mother of your child, baby mother, whatever you're calling each other these days. And even if it was the roles were reversed and it was opposite, if a woman was doing that to a man, it would be deplorable, just as deplorable. So no, I don't give grace, just to the woman and not the men. I just think this is no the internet, especially in these days and times. Maybe before when we were trying to figure it out and everybody was like really saying what was on their mind. I've been guilty of it. And then you're like, oh, okay, kind of hostile here. And especially the celebrity status that one has, and in the streaming world, and one has in Hollywood. I wouldn't do it because you never know. Fans and supporters are overzealous. One day, your baby mother, Holly Bailey, could be inside of a grocery store, inside of a clothing store with your son, and you may have an overzealous fan or supporter approach her and your son. Is that what you want to happen because you're in your feelings and you're in your emotion? So anybody and everybody who was saying, oh yeah, he can, this is where, no. You just want to hear it. You just want to hear the nonsense. See, people my age, we're okay with it being behind closed doors because that's the school of which we came from. That not everything not everything is everybody's business. And so the younger kids are encouraging it, right? He's loving it because that's a streaming money. Get it, feel you. But there's long-term ramifications of that. And she's staying silent. And just like an A-lister that walks this red carpet, and just like somebody who is the mentee of Beyonce, and just like the person who has the PR, whatever, she's going to stay silent. Now, he better hope that though he has power on the internet more so than her, she could connect it. You get what I'm saying? So you better hope you still have your page. Right? Because the way she come from the house of Carter, and the house of Carter do not play that. We still don't know what happened on the elevator. We just know that, of course, shit goes down when there's $1 billion on the elevator. But we don't know what happened. We know what happened. But we don't know why it happened. Right? Because that PR team that Beyonce has that I think is being shared with Chloe and Holly ain't no joke, right? So you better hope that you have the pages. Notice you can't find certain stuff on Beyonce no more because they took it off. So there's a difference between having clout and power on the internet than it is having clout and power in real life, right? And she just happens to be connected to people that can probably make some moves, and so you can doubt it, and your young subscribers or whatever can doubt it too. But if you try to force her hand, she might have to prove that to you. But more so, I just deplore to do that anyway, because then everybody can weigh in on opinion. You got one side of the story. He is telling the story. And because he is telling the story publicly, automatically he is right. Or because you heard that she's this or she's that or whatever, that means he is right. Never mind listening to the other party's story. You just know what he said, and because he said it, it's true. You don't know the background. You don't know why that man was kicked out of the house. You don't know what happened in that house. You don't understand how serious RSV is, so that he shouldn't even be in the house if he does not have it, because you have to quarantine and you have to make sure that you are not getting any infections while you're healing. And that is a little boy, so he is susceptible to more germs, okay, in the environment that he's not even 2 years old. Right, he's one. So to fight that infection, so you couldn't forego 1 to 3 days until your son got healing, and then you're wondering why people are saying that you're doing it for streaming. Because as a parent, whether you're young or not, you should know better than to want your son being exposed in any kind of way to any outside elements that would further decrease, okay, his healing. And so that's deplorable. And you don't have to sit in my house to do it. We are not together. We are not an item. You're not going to have carte blanche all over my dwelling, right? You're not going to tell me to stay upstairs. You're not going to do any of that. And if you were invited over there to come, it was probably okay. Maybe you could just, I don't know whether you were invited. I don't know the story, right? But then something must have happened and something must have changed, because somewhere on the internet something happens from what is delivered from a person's mouth into using logic, analytical skills, and common sense. You think out of the blue, if she, let's just say she invited him, you think out of the blue she was like, "Nah, get out." Like, you guys have to, you guys have to think, right? Read between the lines, and you guys know damn well that he doesn't go days and days and days without seeing his kid, and you can't have him for more than 3 days, probably no more really than 4. There's only 7 days in a week, so how many days do you think that you are allowed to get him for? She is the primary parent, because the custodial parent, because you have not been in court or sat with a mediator to establish anything, because you guys are broken up. So whatever was working for you. You didn't say nothing, but you want to say something. You want to go, you want your son all the time, but you know if you're going to take her to court, then you're going to get your son all the time. You're not making any sense. And do you really want your son all the time? You're a streamer. A lot of times you put your son down and then your son goes with your mother. No disrespect, and there's no problem with that, but let's be real. You make your money off of streaming, so you have to stream. You better hope, right? Because a lot of judges these days are against these family vlogging and really don't go, it doesn't go in a way, it doesn't go in a positive way of a parent who is trying to blog their kids, because it's like considered labor. And you better hope that she doesn't take it to court, and maybe that's why you don't want to take it to court, because they will say you cannot record. And I don't think, and even though Halle Bailey, they show us, she shows us a little bit of, like, the little cute moments when he's like realizing that, she's Ariel or whatever, that's his mother or whatever. She shows little cute moments like that. She doesn't stream with him. So it's not going to be a big loss for her. If she can't, I just don't think it is. I don't know her, of course, but I don't think it's going to be a big loss for her if she can't post him. I think it's a bigger loss for DDG, not because he can't get any other content, because clearly he was popular before he had the baby, right? I don't know if he's as popular. I don't know that much of it. I don't know now if he needs other people to be, sustain it. I don't know if he's noticed that, with his son, people like to see him with his son, so that's more streams. Let's use logic, right? No, he probably doesn't need him to stream, but it's not hurting him either. It's not hurting his pockets either. So it'll probably put a little dent in his pockets, or make him have to do other kind of content and material in order to sustain that. Then it will be as easy as, to make content with the baby. So be careful, because she can request that, and these judges are siding with people because they're like, it's too much exposure on the child, right? So I mean, all this time you were seeing him, now it's a problem. You're not together, and you do sound bitter. You guys want the females to be bitter all the time. You guys will be so mad when single mothers stick up for other single mothers. I stick up for a single mother when I feel her pain, I feel what she's doing, but I also do the same thing with single fathers who are doing what they're doing. And I'm not going to say that he's a bad dad. He appears to be a very good dad, but the move that he made by coming to the public and coming to the internet with this, when people are hostile and volatile, and went straight to her page, flooding it, while this girl was sick with her baby in the bed trying to heal, that is craziness. You have young fans, because there ain't no way in hell older people would be allowing that. And so, yes, as an older person, look at that. I'm like, damn, poor girl. You're being blamed for your choices. Like, we all, especially the females coming at her, we all made poor choices in our baby daddies or husbands or whatever. Why y'all around here judging? Because she's made the poor mistake. Yes, she did not listen to people. People tried to warn her. People tried to tell her. She didn't listen, so here we are. Trust me, she's going to get that punishment for the rest of her life. If you want to consider it a punishment, right? She's going to learn the lesson. Hopefully she does not go back to him. He can move on. They can be positive and be there for the child, and we don't have to run to the internet with all our problems, knowing that the people on the internet do not need to know or do not understand everything that's going on. She never even made a statement, and she's from the house of Carter. She's not going to make a statement, right? Because she walks the red carpet. It doesn't mean she's trying to pretend to be anything. It just means that she has polished. She's polished in what her responses are. She's a different kind of celebrity. What the fuck you want her to twerk? What do you want her to do? Stick up middle fingers on the red carpet? Y'all like she pretends to be an angel. No, she kind of shows her personality outside of that. She's like, I'm this, I'm that. But what do you want her to do when she's walking the red carpet? I mean, I don't crawl on the ground like Sukiyana did. You guys say anything on the internet, and that's because you guys are allowed to say anything on the internet. I wish nothing but good stuff for both of them. But coming to the internet, that ain't it. That ain't it, man. It ain't it.